This is what I was saying, that Carlor needs to finish the matchup already because he is running out of gas here.
That's true. And round, who's next turn? Oh my goodness, there's another person in the screen.
Oh,
Carlor.
Ba't may kasama?
Oh my goodness.
Nag-Braum emote yung kasama niya.
It's open face. It's like, it's not really something like massacres everything, but you know, it's going to be here to stay. And there it is. It's going to be Carlor versus Zero Aces. You know what? I'm giving it to Zero Aces. If he can find ways to win in this match, you know, kudos to him. But yeah, I would love to see this deck win. The Zero Aces deck to win versus Carlor because
trust me, everybody is giving it to Zero Aces. They want the Vladimir deck to win. Vladimir has been so bad for so long that people are just desperate to see him do well, especially in a tournament setting.
I have to go back in the meta.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And honestly, like, Fiora Shen is one of those decks that weren't at this power level back then. I think Fiora Shen is actually the definition of power creep in Legends of Runeterra. Every single expansion, it just keeps getting better and better. It got Sharp Sight off of another expansion. In this expansion, they got Golden Aegis. They had Shen buff to 3-5 in a patch way back then. River Shaper going all the way up to 2-2. They have just been getting constant buffs, and it's come to a point that it's getting incredibly strong, and it might be out of hand already.
Oh my goodness, so there we go. This is going to be a 1-2. Okay, just potentially block. Oh, no block. Okay, never mind. So, for Zero Aces, what can he do? Put something for the next turn. Oh, sorry.
That was a smart attack there, right? Like the Crimson Disciple attacking into the Green Glade there. It's testing if your opponent has the Sharp Sight.
Oh, okay.
So now that the Crimson Disciple got in damage cleanly for 2, you have info on your end that your opponent doesn't have the Sharp Sight.
Oh yeah, very well pointed out. Okay, so Bright Protector. Would you summon the Fiora here? I'd say yes. Right? Or
so now that you've represented not having the Sharp Side, I think Zero Aces here has a chance to just develop the 1-drop and then go for the Death Lotus play and just give him tons of damage onto the Nexus.
Yeah, I would actually summon the Unscarred Reaver, then, bait out the riposte, because when you do bait it out, like, it's technically going to go up against, like, what, a 3-3 and a 2-3 right there. So now it's going to be pulled out. Oh, yeah, this is going to have to be the Flurry turn, Death Lotus turn. Because if he doesn't do it, basically, this is the chance.
Yeah. So Zero Ace is there, right? Like, knowing that his opponent doesn't have Sharp Sight, but he does have back 2 mana, so he might be thinking about a single combat, right? So it's a dangerous situation wherein you're going to use Death Lotus. If you use Death Lotus, you force Carlor into doing something like single combat out of the 0-3 before it gets pumped up, because you definitely don't want to lose Fiora just to something like that, right? So I'm not too sure how Zero Aces is going to play this out, but he is going for something. I think the Ice Shards is going to be played here.
Yeah.
And
Ice Shards.
The single combat is going to be too juicy not to use.
That's true. Single combat right there. Oh, he doesn't have enough time. He has to make a decision. Like right now. Oh, dude, just give it up. Okay, so Ice Shards goes down, and the first Fiora is down. We're in it to win it, boys.
Okay, so that was quite curious. I was thinking that single combat would have been key there. You go single combat on the 0-3. Zero Aces already had 0 mana there. And then you could use the Fiora again to drag something on the following turns, but not doing that. I guess he is setting up for something else. Zero Aces does rip off the Scar Grounds off the top of the deck, and this makes this deck so much more dangerous at this point. It's a completely different deck without Scar Grounds on the battlefield. But if you have Scar Grounds on the battlefield, it gets super dangerous because their things get tough. Their units get more power as they start damaging them with these different spells and units, and really just makes the deck so much more harder to deal with Scar Grounds out.
That's true. Okay, so Parlor goes to attack, and what happens here? Can he ice shards or flurry or something? But not really, right? Does Zero Aces go for anything?
There's not a lot of ways to defend against this. If you really want to try and get the dragon off the board, you have to overcommit into something like Death Lotus plus Ice Shards. But it's really very, very punishable. So I don't think there is reason for Zero Aces to risk anything here.
Okay. So just let the dragon attack, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he single combats the 0-3.
Yeah.
Then again, that would be counterintuitive if he does do that.
Yeah. So that was the thing that I was wondering about a while ago, like not using single combat on the 0-3, because the really you want to be keeping your board healthy and then keeping your opponent off their board, because the more creatures that is on the side of Zero Aces, it's going to overrun you eventually, especially with all the ping spells that's on their side.
Yeah, that's true. Oh wow, he actually did it. Like what I said, he's going to use both the ice and flurry, but the Lotus.
Thinking about
flurry,
it. Thinking about it. I'm not a big fan of this play. This is a lot of resources to commit onto this dragon.
Resources to commit. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. I shard into that Lotus.
So the hiding the single combat from the previous combat turn is something that might be working into the favor of Carlor here, since Zero Aces might be thinking like he doesn't have the single combat here. Because he would have used it last turn with when the Fiora was in danger. So it kind of worked out for him in the end, putting the single combat, hiding the single combat from his opponent. Now he can use it on the 0-3, and then still take out this Crimson Disciple.
Yeah, the dragon survives, I guess.
Nah.
Oh no, it doesn't. It doesn't. Okay, there we go. And in turn for both players, there's nothing really much. So, Zero Aces, doesn't have any more utility right now. He's used everything.
Yeah,
meanwhile, Carlo has 5 cards.
Yeah, and that was what I was saying, that the Death Lotus and the Ice Shards now going onto that single dragon itself. It kind of makes him very soft in the future turns, because now he doesn't have any pings to make his creatures huge or ping the barriers on the side of Fiora Shen. So I think it was a crucial misplay of him to just throw out his resources like that.
That's true. Okay, so Carlo right now could go El Citria, and then it's going to be fearsome, and what? Zero Ace is going to take how much? Oh, never mind. Since they're there, you can now block with them. I totally misjudged that one. So now, what happens here? You block the Citria, but it could get the shield.
Sweep them away.
The 3-2 can, there we go. But that still survives. It's going to be a 6-1. Meanwhile, we could block the C3. Oh, sorry, block the C3. Maybe even do some daggers. Death Lotus. Or would you Death Lotus on your next turn instead?
Nah, I think Death Lotus here is something that you can reserve. I mean, ripping it off the top of the deck is something that very crucial that is going to happen here because it's going to allow Zero Aces to get through any barrier plays that Carlor might be presenting. So the way to play this block is to just block this Cythria, threaten that you are going to take it out, and just wait for your opponent to do something.
Okay.
If they go for something like barrier, you just fire off your Death Lotus. Otherwise, you're fine with just trading Cythria into the Scarthane Stefan here.
Oh wow, just the damage from Cythria right there.
Ooh, and that's a high roll from
from Carlor.
Laurent Chevalier there.
Got a deny, dude.
Screeching Dragon, man, holy.
We'll take what we want. The rest will
I mean, Zero Aces here still top decking very well. He does get his Scar Mother Vrina off the top of the deck, and he does still have that Death Lotus in play. He can go for an attack here and try to threaten lethal onto Carlor. And I think he is out of options here. He is going to try and win this match right here and then.
Yeah.
Carlor thinking about something like Bright Steel maybe. Yep, Bright Steel onto the River Shaper. Now he has Deny Mana up plus the Spirit's Refuge, and this is getting dangerous for Zero Aces. He can plop down the Spirit's Refuge, and then knowing that Zero Aces only has one card left in hand, he can use the Deny and just not make him use that Death Lotus and not lose the barriers at all.
Okay. He doesn't block. That's gonna get denied for sure.
Yep.
That's Lotus. If he didn't get that deny, dude, it would have been much best here. He could even save the Cythria with a block instead.
Well, there are a lot of ways to mitigate the Death Lotus here. Like they have Nopify, and they do have the deny as well. So having a grip of 5 cards, you are going to think about that Nopify or the deny. But that doesn't change how Zero Aces will play this matchup. He needs to really play Death Lotus in this spot and just hope for the best.
3 damage. Draw for Carlor right there. Does he regain that? And go. Man, that dragon has been played for 3 rounds straight. This is round number. Oh, Shen top deck. Here we go. It's gonna look spicy.
Yeah, and it's not even really the Shen top deck. It's more of like the board has turned around here, and Carlor has board control, and Zero Aces just has 2 units and a single card left in hand. He does have the Scorched Earth that can take care of something like the Cythria. But I don't think it's gonna be enough. The tables have turned enough that Carlor can just win the game from here. Snowball with just controlling the board. Use Shen on the Screeching Dragon. Take out the Scarthane Stefan, and he's gonna be left with his Scar Mother Vrina. It's gonna be much larger depending on what he blocks, but I mean double Golden Age is already on the side of Carlor, and it's going to make this match much more fast.
Oh my goodness. It's like a 10 attack, but the dragon still gets the barrier from Shen. 3-8, so that's 6 damage, so Zero Ace will be go to 5. It's gonna change.
Yeah, this is just really dangerous territory. It puts the Screeching Dragon all the way to 5-6 because it takes out the because the Scarthane Stefan because of the Fury mechanic. And then since Scar Mother Vrina blocks the Bright Steel Protector, she goes down to 5. I mean, she does get tough, and then that allows the Screeching Dragon not to take her out. But I mean, spicy concerted strike here, getting drawn out from the River Shaper, and you can just take care of the Scar Mother Vrina now.
Oh, definitely. So will he pass? Will Farlord pass here? Oh, there's actually a single combat.
Yeah, but, I mean, really, the best play here is just to play Golden Aegis and then just use Concerted Strike next turn.
Yeah, concerted. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Aegis.
Yeah, so he does exactly that. Goes on to Shen, and what's gonna happen here is he's just gonna put another barrier on the Screeching Dragon, drag the Scar Mother Vrina here, and then just get a free spell off of the River Shaper. And then next turn, there's a lot of things he can do. He does have Concerted Strike. He does have the Spirit Refuge along with Sharp Sight, so he is in no trouble here with. So not much that Zero Aces can do, nothing in hand, so you just take 5 here. The Scar Mother Vrina is of course going much larger because of her the Scar mechanic and as well as the Scar grounds, and a single combat being drawn out of the River Shaper. Crimson Curator now coming into the hand of Zero Aces, but this is just GG, which is the board has really turned around during turn 8, turn 9.
Yeah.
And I think really the crucial part there is like losing your Death Lotus and Ice Shard just to take out of the single Screeching Dragon, and you could have used it for something else. So overcommitting there on the Screeching Dragon was the key moment in this matchup where Carlor started to take over.
Yeah, I think that even with the overcommitment, at least he went all in with it. You know, he committed. So kudos to Zero Aces.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he took a risk. You know, like among all the players, I think Zero Aces was the one that just committed to the aggression the most. He didn't play it safely, but he committed.
Yeah. So yeah, man, Concerted Strike, and then we still have single combat. The Screeching Dragon is gonna get so much larger because of the Fury mechanic, of course. And then we still do have single combat. He can use it on the Screeching Dragon onto the Crimson Curator, and he just goes for open attack next turn, and that's game.
It is game.
Yeah. He can even use Golden Ages if he really wanted to.
But it goes with the Citria instead. It's going to be game number 1 going to Carlor, taking it back. But the top decks, it is what it is moments. And Zero Aces. I mean, Carlor with the Fiora Shen. Like, I was surprised that he took out Fiora, but in the process, oh no, you lost everything. But yeah, kudos to Zero Aces trying.
Yeah, and I mean, Carlor here just taking the win over Zero Aces is going to be crucial into allowing his team to catch up, right? Because they are behind on points right now. But I mean, we have like this round and another round coming after this, and every game for Team Agronaut right now is crucial, right? Because they need to be taking sweeps. They want to sweep the remaining games that they have so they can catch up in points and possibly bag a higher position on the rankings.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, aren't these the two teams that are kind of on the low side of the scores?
Both of them actually.
Yeah. So even if they get a sweep, or if one of them gets a sweep, I don't think it would be enough to get to the top spot right now.
Well, depending if like the teams on the higher rankings are get swept as well, right? Get swept as well, right? Because you don't get any points. You don't get any points if you get swept. So they can really catch up points. I mean, a lot of things can happen here in the brackets right now. If somehow you get 12 points in this single round by double sweeping the two players on the other side of the team, that's going to be a lot of points for your team, right? So that propels something like if Team Agronaut gets 12 points here by double sweeping both players, they go all the way up to 22 points, and that if have a tie team doesn't win any of the matches, they are already tied up for top position. So anything can happen in this tournament still.
That's true. Okay, so Zero Ace is still sticking with... Oh no, did he switch out? Or is this just me? Yeah, sorry. Parlor is bringing... Okay, yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah. Parlor is bringing the... Oh, this combo. It's going to be the LeBlanc. LeBlanc combo and Ash. Meanwhile, I think Zero Ace is stuck, sticking with his last deck, or am I wrong? Can't see the cards right now. And oh yeah, never mind. He's still sticking with the Vladimir Riven Braum combo. Okay.
Yeah, and this isn't a matchup that Vladimir is favored in. I mean, between the freezes, between the calling strikes, it's gonna be an uphill battle for him. So it's looking like a comfortable sweep here for Carlor if he plays his cards right. He does have already the Trifarian Glory Seeker, and Zero Aces doesn't have enough mana to disrupt this play here. He does have the Ice Shards, which can take out the Trifarian Glory Seeker, but as a response, Carlor also has the Elixir of Iron, so
yeah.
Actually, yeah. Here.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. Now that you mention it, I'm looking at the deck list right now. It's gonna be bad for Zero Aces.
So yeah, there's a lot of factors going to come into play here. Culling Strike, of course, like I said, can take out a lot of your creatures. Bloody Business, that's teched in by Carlor here, probably going to be really good. So definitely an Ice Shard's turn here just to take out the Trifarian Glory Seeker. Of course, you are going to use your Elixir of Iron here. Else you lose everything and you are staring down against a 3-power Scar Reaver.
Yeah, 3-2 Scar Reaver right there. Okay, there we go. But still, at least you take out the 0 for me. Still good.
Yeah. Because, like I said a while ago in the Fiora Shen matchup, the way you win against the Vladimir deck is just to keep them off the board. Just as much as possible, take out most of their creatures. Because if you don't do that, they will snowball you into something like you'd be it would be super difficult for you to block.
Yeah.
They'd have huge creatures like 10 power, 3 toughness creatures are not out of the question for this deck. So he does put down the Scartain Stefan, but this is where what I was talking about, that the Calling Strike is going to be insane for against these decks.
Yeah, I'd skip the block if I was Carlor right here. Take the 2 damage and pass. And then Calling Strike?
Carlor here is just in so much control right now, right? The Calling Strike, Bloody Business, and he does have the second Trifarian Glory Seeker that he just drew a while ago. So he has a lot of things to keep Zero Aces off the board. I mean, Zero Aces here should be looking for trying to drop that Scar Grounds already and try to take over from there. But yeah, man, Ice Whale Archer gonna come down and Frostbite this Scartain Stefan, and I think this is a key moment wherein you can just put down Scar Grounds and just YOLO from here.
Yeah, that's true. But we'll see right now. Okay, he's stunned that. Do you pull it though? Or just... Oh no, actually I would pull it. Just to deal with it and, and later on in the game, like, it doesn't get buffed or anything.
Yeah,
so
definitely just try to take it out this turn with the Trifarian Glory Seeker. It doesn't really hurt. I mean, if you are playing around the Death Lotus or the Eye Shards, well, it's gonna be one of those moments that wherein if he has it, he has it, and he does have the Eye Shards here, but Culling Strike already in hand, or maybe even a Bloody Business if he is concerned about not having creatures to use it on, but I don't think it's gonna be an issue with the 1-mana Yeti still in the deck.
yeah,
So he has a lot more room here to use Bloody Business. So maybe Culling Strike would be the best call here, if he does really want to take out the Scartain Stefan.
that's true. Okay, yeah, there we go. Burn Strike. So no damage except for the Ice Shards is gonna go down. Oh, and the Clapper. So that's like what, 4 damage? Yeah, 4 damage. Okay. So with that, around turn number 6. Let's get the Yeti, but what does Zero Aces place down here? Yes,
By this time, you definitely just put down the Scar Mother Vrina, and that's exactly what he does. And you have the Shunko, you have the Scorch Earth. Maybe you do attack here and try to get some damage onto Carlor. He doesn't have the freeze spells that can mess with your Scar Mother Vrina now. He does have that Brittle Steel, so he might be looking for situations wherein he can put Scar Mother Vrina down to 3 HP so he can use Brittle Steel on her. Riven top deck now for Zero Aces, and he does have Whispered Words. He looks like Zero Aces has much more resources than his opponent as of the meantime. He does have the value game in check, but Carlor has the tempo with a full board with 2 5/5s, 2 3/3s, and only being stared down by one Scar Mother Vrina. He is looking to end the game here as soon as possible.
That's true. And with these going down, he's gonna have to defend the opening. Never mind. That? Okay, for Carlor, how is it gonna go down? This is what is okay.
I'm through waiting.
Wait, what are you doing, Carlor? Okay, there we go. Just putting them in order. I mean, the 3-1's not gonna be done with immediately. So he has to make a decision really soon because he's gonna lose like some time. Attack with this?
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of, I don't know, is he thinking about that Bloody Business onto one of the units? I'm not too sure.
Nah, I think our lords just attack and go with it. Now Zero Aces is going to decide whether or not it's going to save these units. What is gonna put there? Say to us, that's Forged Earth.
Fine.
And that is Scar. That's Scar Braum? Or am I saying this wrong? No, I'm saying
Which
it
one?
wrong.
Sorry.
Although it's Whispered Woods, sorry.
Yeah, Whispered Words.
Yeah. I mean,
it draws you 2 cards, so it's a really powerful card actually. It came with the Shurima expansion and the reputation mechanic, and actually this card is really powerful in the sense that
Both broken.
you don't even need reputation for it to be good. Like Salvage, in comparison, which is in Bilgewater, draws you 2 cards and tosses 2 cards for the same cost, right? So in certain decks, the toss is going to be relevant. But if you really want just want straight up draw, Whispered Words is just a better card in all levels.
Okay, so Riven is going to be dealt with. That is right there. Wow, Carlos is just like, yeah, take that. Oh, reckoning. Wait. Oh. Carler knows. He knows. Reckoning. He has to use the reckoning right now, right? This is a perfect turn.
I mean, if he wants to take out the the both of them, this is going to be the turn. He can go for something like Brittle Steel onto the Scar Mother Vrina all the way
this is the
to
turn,
the
right?
to the Reckoning, and this just obliterates Zero Ace's board, and he gets 6 points for his team right here.
Yeah. I think this is the turn. He has to. He has to make the decision right now. Like, I don't think Zero Aces can save his units, even with Shunpo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! Wait, Shunpo could potentially give more. No, it's not gonna be enough. You damage the Scar Mother, but it's just 3 attack.
Well, it's not gonna matter here because Brittle Steel is going to put Scar Mother all the way down, and since Shunpo is a slow spell, the only thing that Carlor can do here is just he can just go for a Brittle Steel into the Reckoning, and that's just GG.
Yeah, that's GG. So, Zero Aces is just in a really bad spot. He's gonna attack. Okay. He's gonna even the Braum. Do you block here? That is the question. Or do you just let the Scar Mother attack?
I mean, there is a line where you can just eat the 7 damage.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
But
wow.
I think the Brittle Steel into block is just too good. But I mean, you can still do Reckoning after this.
Yeah. Alright.
So I think it's a fine play here. You just take out the Scar Mother Vrina in this situation, and then possibly scout out your opponent's hand. Like what do they have? And if they don't do anything here, you already know they don't have anything. And even with this, Whispered Words is like a somewhat of a tell that your opponent doesn't have anything. But he does rip off a Death Lotus, and that is going to kill off the Avarosan Trapper.
Yeah.
And also, I think, if I'm not mistaken, kill off the Yeti as well, because Scar Mother Brina is going all the way up to 4, and he is going to lose that Yeti there.
Yeah, but with this right here, okay. If Carlor is patient enough, he could choose not to. Oh, never mind. He uses it anyway.
Yeah, he does go for the Reckoning here, which is, I think, pretty smart. He does want to get the creatures off the board already, but this is what I was saying, that Carlor needs to finish the matchup already because he is running out of gas here.
That's true. End round, who's next turn? Oh my goodness, is another person in the screen.
Oh,
Carlor.
Ba't may kasama?
Oh my goodness.
Nag-Braum emote yung kasama niya.
It's open face. I think Carlor wins. He just attacks.
No. I mean, he has the Scorch Earth here. He has the Scorch Earth here.
Scorched Earth.
So,
Okay.
if he does go for the open attack, it's gonna get taken care of, the Scorched Earth. And then, Zero Aces here still has a chance to turn things around with Vladimir and the
That's true.
Crimson Disciple. So Carlar really just ran out of resources now. He really needed to win the matchup earlier, knowing that Zero Aces has the card advantage.
Yeah.
So now he is thinking about, is he going to develop the Yeti or is he going to go for the open attack? He is thinking about like what the possible cards in Zero Aces deck can halt this attack. And I think there is only one single copy of Scorched Earth, so he might be thinking about risking this attack right here.
Yeah. Just summon. I think he should just summon instead. There we go. Now, Scorched Earth, or maybe even do it. If you summon Vladimir, or maybe even the disciple, bait, at least block the 6/6, the Yeti.
Yeah, I think.
And you could Shunpo the 5/2. Yeah, there. Crimson Disciple. You could Shunpo the 5/2. There we go. So he's gonna block the 6/6, and then Scorch Earth the 6/6, then Shunpo the 5/2. No, no, dude, no, it's wrong. It's
No,
wrong.
it's correct. Shunpo is a slow spell.
But look, it could have been a tier,
I'd never keep my guess.
right?
But
if
it's
you think
lethal
about it.
already. He's
it's lethal,
0
okay.
aces is 4, so
Oh,
he had
okay.
no.
Oh,
This is a great top deck here for Carlor, getting the whispered words here, and
Whispered
that's going
words,
to be
sorry.
a nice refill for him.
yeah, he has to. Oh, it's an axe!
Really great top decks here. That is nuts, man. Getting the whispered words into an Ash and a Trifarian Assessor, that's gonna be a lot of draw here. He can go for Ash and then Trifarian Assessor after, but he doesn't.
This
Okay,
dude.
sure.
Yeah, that's it. That's like Carlor's gonna like wreck it the next turn.
Yep. I'm not too sure why he didn't put down Ash first to get an extra draw, but okay.
I will unite the
Oh,
They got-
you're going to use Ash anyway.
yeah, well,
I mean, okay.
dude, like, decisions were made, and those weren't the decisions we were looking for.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I already called out like something like Ash into Trifarian Assessor, draw you a lot more cards. At least draw you one more card, right? And if you were going to put down Ash anyway, regardless of what happened with the Trifarian Assessor draw, you should have just put down Ash first. And I mean,
True.
another whispered words here coming into the hand of Carlor. It's over. It's over at this point. Bloody business, cut to the arm. This is just overkill here.
It's okay. And that's it. Like, it's a sweep for Carlord. Well, with the 6 points, like,
Is this the life you want? Show me
is it
how.
really going to?
I'll do it myself.
Okay, 6 points for team. For his team. No, I don't think it's going to be enough to come back in the points view. But yeah, it's a good job by Carlord. He sweeps his opponent. 0 aces. You're just gonna have to think about who you're going to block anyway, because it's already GG for you.
Yeah, I don't think there is anything that 0 aces can do here.
Yeah.
No block can save him here. Even the troll chant. Even if Shunpo was a burst spell, it wouldn't save him.
It's true.
Yeah, so GG's man to Carlor. He sweeps 0 aces and gains 6 points here for Team Agronaut, and they desperately need that if they want to come back from their point deficit.
That's true. And very well played by Carlor right there. Just taking the game. 0 aces. Man, like it was pretty devastating. And looking at the state of things, like, yeah, Carlor was really in a. You'd think he was in a bad position. Nah. It's like I'm back, baby. If you know
Yeah. I mean, the top deck whispered words was really gave him the gas to keep
Yeah.
pushing on, because if he didn't top deck the whispered words there and then draw into something like that was pretty insane. Ash into Trifarian
Yes, it was.
Assessor just gave him the card value that he needed, and it just sealed the game when Ash and the Trifarian Assessor came down, and it was really key into winning him the game. I mean, I think everyone, including the chat, myself included, was rooting for something like the Vladimir deck to win, but unfortunately, we see him in action here and just not pulling through enough for him to gain the win.
But seeing as how that went, I mean, I was really rooting for 0 aces in his last match, but I'm so surprised, dude. Like, I thought he had that in the bag, but he lost steam.
Yeah.
You know what he really needed it was the whispering words. He needed that to refill, like, maybe more possible combos, but he just couldn't get it. I think he was really gunning for it, and he did overcommit with some things, but he took risks, and at least, it didn't really pay off, but somewhat paid off. But still, he took the risk. He took the leap of faith right there.
Yeah, discussing about the Fiora Shen matchup, right? We've talked about the overcommittance on the Death Lotus plus the Ice Shards try to take out the Screeching Dragon, being the losing key point in the game. And then in the second game, it was just a tough matchup for Vladimir. I was talking about it, like the Culling Strike and the freezes that were coming through, and it's gonna be hard to push in damage. Scar Mother Verena there should have pushed in much more damage than, but
definitely.
But I mean, Brittle Steel, the freeze, it was really tough. It was really tough on the side of Zero Aces. So I was actually quite surprised that there was a portion of the match wherein he was able to maybe give us a semblance of hope that he would win.
Yeah.
But like I said, man, that whispered word stop deck just sealed the game for Carlor and gained 6 points for Team AG.
Yeah, for Team AG. And I'm like, what? From a 10-point deficit, I think that 6 points is a very good confidence boost by you know, the AG right there. But yeah, with that being said, very well played by both of these players. I guess the deck just didn't really turn out for Zero Aces. He tried his very best, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are going to be going to our hosts. Take it away.